Welcome back, fellow shop rats. Today we are back on the Stitches Challenger doing something a little different. It's actually late in the afternoon on a midweek day, and I don't normally work out here during the week, but I've spent my day tearing my hair out with .NET 3.5 issues on Windows 11, and yeah, so I'm running a bunch of updates now that I got it fixed, and it's going to take a while. And I thought I just need to go out and do something that's meaningful, something that actually exists, something that I can actually accomplish. So here I am. Today we're working on the Four-Speed Hump in the Challenger. It's been something I've been putting off for a while, but I know needs to be done before we take this car off the rotisserie. So let's get after it. I'm Mike, and you're watching My Car Shop. So I started engineering this a long time ago when we fabricated all of these floor plans here in the car. And I've got it mostly done. It just needs to be finished up. I was going to make this hump removable. I still might, but we have a hole in the floor here that needs to be dealt with. And I got a little bit of bending work to do here and so forth to get it to fit better the way I want. So I still think I'm going to make it removable because I'm not 100% convinced that I have this in the right spot yet, and this may need to come back out. It's part of the reason I put this off. I really need to set the motor and the transmission in the car to be sure that that's right where it needs to be. Now, first of all, let me be clear that we know it's not where it needs to be now, but that's because this tailstock is just a piece of, it's a tail housing off of the E-body 4-speed, and it's in there like this, so this is way down from where it needs to be and stuff like that. But what I want to do is start figuring out where my benderoni needs to be here. So either I'm going to bend this down to match the contour of the floor, or I am going to trim it off and do it differently. This is fabricated. It's done from pictures, dimensioning off of pictures. I didn't have anything to work with to make this. It was just a by guess, by gosh. Don't really care because it's not a restoration. It's my car to do whatever I want with. But I wanted it to be a reasonable facsimile of what a four-speed hump in a Challenger looks like. And obviously, I want it to function. All right, I think you can see all right there. So the first thing I need to do is go down here towards the bottom. I hope you can see that, and just figure out exactly where my curve is. So it kind of starts in here and goes down, all the way down. And then up in here, it's the same thing. It's kind of in here. So we got a line of a hump curve. It's about 3 or 4 through there. That gives me an idea. So we're going to remove our 2 clecos that hold this in, and then figure out what we got to do to bend the roni. Here's one potato. Helps if you do it right. There we go. Yeah, I've got a little bit of massaging to do to get to follow the contour here, but overall, it looks pretty good in its overalls. So let's take this out of here and go over on the bench and see what we got to do to try to make it contour up. And we got trimming and we got stuff. I think to just backpedal for a second, let's turn you down just a little bit. I'm going to try to bend this out and up closer, like so. This doesn't matter in here as much, but still. So what happened here was somebody hacked out the original automatic pump in this car for some reason, which I don't know why, and just kind of made a mess. But this car was stripped for parts when I got it. So as if you haven't been here, if you've been here, you've heard me say it ad nauseum, but this car came out of a junkyard pile with cars stacked on top of it. All right, that's pretty good. So we're going to try to bend up our other piece now to kind of match this contour a little bit, and then we'll determine exactly how we're going to trim this in to fit. So we know that we need to kind of bend from ish in here to ish in here. I think the way to do that easily, whatever the word is to see if we can do it in a pipe anvil. I don't think I need anything more than this because we're just going to start roughing it in and seeing what we get. Let's go over there. All right, we got our sheet metal brake out of the way. Let's slip this down in here now. See what we can do with it. Move my brake out of the way a little more. You can see we're going to have an issue here. We're going to have to do some of this by hand because this edge here is hitting. But I got a pretty good start on it. I like that. Wonder if we can go to the smaller pipe back here. Yes, we can. That'll work. And we have enough room to do it. Yes. Oh, I like that. Much better. There we go. That's why we have a smaller pipe on our pipe anvil. There. Looks pretty good. Let's go see how that fits. I think we're going to have to do more bending, but that's a good start. I like it. I like it a lot. On the side of there. Get you up out of my way. Alignment holes are lining up there, sort of. Yeah, it's actually, holy crap, that fits amazing. That fits amazing. Wow, I did not expect it to turn out that good, that quick. Good. Yeah, there's a little massaging to do, but overall, she looks pretty good in her overalls. Let's get some Clecos back in there, and then we're going to have to spin the car down to get things more in position. Wonder if we need to deal with this here first. Well, let's get some Clecos in there first and see what we got. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go get them. Okay, so where are we? Yeah, here. That's one. Okay, and then the other one back here, which I can't do with the car spun up. So let's get the car spun down where we can get at it, and we'll see what we got. Hopefully we're not flirting with disaster this time with this thing coming off. And we're not hitting anything in the way. Everything's good. There we go. Alrighty, let's go around to this side. And get in this side and see what we got. All right, let's see. We had one back here. Okay, it's looking good. So I think it's fitting really nicely over there. So we can mark out where it needs to be trimmed and that kind of stuff. And there'll be some minor tweaks that need to be done. And then we'll know where we need to put our patch in here. There may be a patch in here, but overall, let me get a pair of squeezers and just squeeze that down in place. Okay, let's, how am I going to do that? Oh, yeah, I was going to squeeze it in here. Like so. Yep, just like that. Okay, that's good. That's not bad. Let's squeeze her a little tighter. Okay, I like that. Now let's see if we can get her squeezed over in here a little bit. And yeah, part of our issue here, this is just made incorrectly, but it doesn't mean we can't make it work. I think if we worked it right here, we could get it in to follow that contour a little bit better. It's kind of holding it back over here. I know you can't see real well. It needs to be bent in here just a little bit, and then needs to be angled like this. I think when we get this angled, this is going to relieve and pull over a little more. So let's work on relieving this here first, and then we'll go from there. All right, I got that on there now. Let's see if we can grab it with something like this. Yeah, this maybe. Give her a bend. Okay, that worked. Bend in here a little bit, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, oh yeah. We can hammer and dolly that back where I want it, but that really moved that where it needs to be to give me some relief. So I like that. We're going to straighten this up just a Nova Scotia. We might be able to do that just like this. Yep, that did it. So the best thing I ever made was these things. It's a pair of vice grips that I put a couple steel blocks in, and I milled a step in it. It works so good for so much stuff. So start here. See what I'm talking about? That's where the shifter is going to be, is up in there. Find a hole. I think I'm going to drill a new one. Now that I got this relieved, it's yeah, it's really different in a different location. Oh, there it is. Nope. No, there's not a hole there. So let's get that done. Let's put these pliers back in. I think I grabbed the wrong pair. It's okay. Yeah, that falls in beautifully. This is still off, but I don't care about that. We'll get that in a minute. This falls in beautifully now. This falls in beautifully, even though my Cleco hole lines up here. No, I don't think there's one there. So let's drill that hole. And yeah, I changed things a lot. It really looks nice. Hopefully I got enough battery to do this. There we go. Trying to stay my fat head out of the way. Perfect. Oh yeah, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Good, good, good. Let's get you in close so you can see what we got. So we're fitting really nice and tight back here now. We're fitting nice and tight along the side all the way up. That Cleco still fits. Our bend over there looks good. So we just need to massage that right there, which is no surprise. And I got an idea how I may do that. But let me show you the other side first. There we go. You can see exactly where we got to put metal in and where we don't. We will have to put a little piece in there, but, well, not much, because there's a hump right in here. I don't have that clamped down to the hump. You know what? That's a good point. Let's go do that first. Let's squeeze this down this way onto the hump, because that may sandwich this over this way further before we sandwich that. All right, I got to think about where my big squeezers are. I think they're holding the trunk floor in the back. Okay, I think it looks good. It's fitting nice and tight. I've got it pulled down now to the hump. It's matching the contour of the floor, which I'm not sure that the original one did. I don't care. It's fine for me. And I'm just going to go through with my orange paint, as you've seen me do so many times. And just do this so we know exactly where we're at. Okay. We got one dent right in here that we got to pull up. We'll get that done here. Let's go to the other side. All right, a little bit dim in here, but you can see. Okay, so we know where we go here. I don't know that I need to mark this, but I'm going to. It just gives me a good feel for everything. And then I'm marking my holes as well. I got one piece of floor to put in there. Okay, now we know where our edges are going to be. We know where our holes are going to be. Almost as soon as we get them lined up. So here's what I'm going to do. My original intention was to put strap steel. I don't think that's necessary. I think we're going to drill holes here, put bolts through, put nuts on the backside, and then tack weld those nuts to this, so that as we put this in, it'll line up and we can just bolt it in. It'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 bolts on this side. We got to see if we have enough room over on this side to do the same deal. So let's take this off and see where we're at. I really like the idea of being able to take this out of the car. It just makes life so much easier. We can access the shift rods. We can even access some of the bell housing bolts up through here once the transmission's in. So I kind of like it that way. So let's go around the other side, see what we got. Okay, you can see that on here, our holes show up beautifully, so we know exactly where we got to drill those, so that's good. And you can see that we can now go through in here and make this have overlap the way that we want. The nuts on this side will be on the car itself. But you can see that we can fix this now and put a piece in that will bring us basically to this edge here. And yeah, it's going to work well. And I think, like I said, having it Having it in such a way that we can just run bolts in is going to be really nice, so that we can take that out should we need to for any purpose in the future. Probably never will, but you know what? We're fabricating everything anyway, so why not do it that way? So yeah, just give you a good close-up view so you can see, kind of what we need to accomplish there. We got to get this hump out of here. We'll deal with that because we're going to cut this off with a 1-inch lip like that and up in here, and then add that piece. I'm going to stop there. I've made my decisions. Now I want to sit on those decisions for a while and make sure that I like those ideas, because it very well could be that 2 days from now at 3 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and go, oh, I should have thought of, right? So let's stop there. Remember that working with me in the shop isn't just about seeing the projects accomplished, but it's about understanding the thinking and the mindset that I put into something. Do I think this is going to work if I was to push forward and get it done right now? Yes. But I think before we start melting metal and so forth, it's a good idea to just say, okay, we have the plan. Let's sit on it for a while now and see what happens. If we still feel that it's good in 3 or 4 days, then we'll move forward with this next piece of it. I'm pleased with that. I really am. It's going to be a quick fix, probably one more episode on that, and it will be a done part of the project. So winner, winner, chicken dinner. And if something's wrong, I can always take it out and modify that center cover for whatever we need to make it work for the project. All right, I appreciate you being here. I'm actually out of time because I did start this in the late afternoon, and my husbandly duties are calling to go and start getting supper going and so forth, so that Becky can eat when she gets home from work. She's been putting in a lot of extra hours again, and I need to make sure she has her dinner ready. So I appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, tell others, help the channel grow. The channel grows. I can do more. The more I do, the more the channel grows. The more the channel grows, the more I can do. It's just symbiotic and stuff. All right, don't forget. It's important. Roar!